Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we got some big news from Dodge. They have officially opened up ordering for the 2026 Dodge Charger 6-pack RT models. Now that doesn't just mean the two-door, it doesn't mean just the four-door, it means both models. So this marks the very first time that you can go into a Dodge dealership and order the entire 8th generation Charger lineup. That means you can go in and order a 670 horsepower all-electric Dodge Charger Daytona Scat Pack in both two-door or four-door. You can order the 550 horsepower twin-turbo 6-pack Scat Pack, and that's in two-door or four-door form. And you can go in and order the entry-level 420 horsepower twin-turbo RT 6-pack model in either two-door or four-door. So there's a lot of choices now, not just limited to a two-door Dodge Charger Daytona model. So again, this is going to be, I believe, the resurgence of the Dodge Charger starting today. So let's talk about the differences between the RT and the Scat Pack. I know there's some questions about that. And again, I haven't driven the RT just yet. It hasn't been shown off to the public just yet. We've seen, obviously we've seen spy images. I did a whole bunch of videos, including some test mules that are out there. But, we haven't had the chance to drive it. And again, I'm looking forward to driving this one, considering I've drove all the variances so far. And I've been very excited. Obviously, not every variant. I haven't drove the four-door Scat Pack, but it should drive just like the two-door, and I was very thrilled with the two-door Scat Pack 6-pack car. So let's take a look at the difference between this car and the Scat Pack. So the RT, instead of being powered by the high output version of the Hurricane Inline 6, this one's powered by the standard output. So twin turbo, 3-liter Hurricane i6. Basically, it's standard output form. It makes 420 horsepower, 468 pound-feet of torque. And what's really cool about that 468 pound-feet of torque, the torque range is very broad. So that peak 468 pound-feet actually comes at a really low 2,500 RPM. Now, it's mated to an 8-speed 880RE automatic transmission. This is the 4th generation of ZF's automatic transmissions. Now, this is a ZF design, but Chrysler actually builds this transmission in Kokomo, and I drove it in the Scat Pack 6-pack model and absolutely loved it. It will throw you in the back of the seat. Can be very quiet, tamed. On the highway, you can barely feel it shift. It's a very, very smooth transmission when it has to be. And then when you want it to kick up into performance, it will hold gear. It will throw you back in the seat. It'll do violent launches. It's a lot of fun. So what Dodge is saying for their kind of target numbers for this car, because you got to remember, this RT model is ultimately replacing the Challenger and Charger RT of the last generation. So you're looking at a 0 to 60 time of around 5 seconds. They're estimating that the quarter mile will run in about 13.6 seconds, so 13.5 seconds, and the top speed is 168 miles an hour. Now keep in mind the top speed on the Scat Pack 6-pack car is 177, and on the Daytona model of the Scat Pack, it's only 137. So this car sits right in the middle. Now, a lot of people have been kind of questioning Dodge's motive behind having all-wheel drive as standard. I think it's a great thing. Living in the Midwest, it absolutely makes sense here because, we deal with, the wet, salty, snowy roads, especially if you've just seen my video on my Charger Daytona that I just took out in our first snowstorm, so it kind of makes sense, but it actually has a lot to do with performance too, because the car is so wide and everything. All-wheel drive just hooks up, especially with the twin turbo setup, and just goes. I had it up in the mountains in Tennessee with the Scat Pack model, and it just makes sense. But for those who want that full muscle car, rear-wheel drive kind of attitude, all you have to do is come to a stop, put on the drive mode button, and press the rear-wheel drive button, and automatically the car will send all 100% power to the rear wheels. So it's not like, oh, hey, we're just going to send a little bit of power to the rear wheels. No, you can put all 100% back there. So that means you can do burnouts, you can do, drifting, you can do a whole bunch of stuff with this car. It's not just an all-wheel drive, snow-going car. You can do everything with it. Now, for buyers who want to take their performance a little bit further, I suggest getting the Performance Handling Group. Now, with the Performance Handling Group, it gives the car some serious credentials. You get Brembo brakes up front. You also get 20-inch by 10-inch wheels, 305 tires all the way around. It's going to give you more handling, more grip, and you're going to get performance tires too. So again, suspension tuning's a little different, so it's going to handle and grip a lot better than the standard RT. Now, let's talk about the styling, because if you have seen the six-pack cars, at least in the videos here on the channel, or maybe in even some pictures, there are differences, well, subtle differences between it and the Daytona. The first thing is it does not have that radical R-wing grille design where it can actually acts as a spoiler. Because this has an inline-six twin-turbo engine in it, it's got a massive power dome hood. It also has a mail slot grille up front, and personally, I think that the six-pack models look more aggressive than the Daytona. The Daytona looks very sleek, where the six-pack models look more mean and in your face. I actually like the six-pack models better in the styling department. Now, the very interesting thing is they still have the standard wide-body kit integrated in. So basically, you're looking at a car that's 2 inches wider than the outgoing Hellcat and Scat Pack wide bodies. Now, remember that, 2 inches wider. Everybody says this car needs a wide body kit. It doesn't, because it is 1/10 of an inch, just short of 80 inches. And if it goes over 80 inches, that means it has to have clearance lights like the TRX or RHO or a heavy-duty truck or even a semi, because it's that wide. So this car is massively wide, and it's great because it helps in the handling department. I mean, once you get in these cars and actually spend some time with it and actually get to look at these cars in the different angles and stuff, you will absolutely love this car in its natural wide body Coke bottle shape. Absolutely love this car. It's one of the reasons why I couldn't wait for the six-pack cars and I got a Daytona, honestly. So I think everybody's going to love this car once they spend some time with it. Now, for those who want the more, I would say, more features and more like creature comforts, I suggest going with the RT Plus model. Now, the RT Plus adds about $3,500 or so, or I think it's like $4,000 to the price, but you get a lot of amenities. So basically, you get memory seats, you get the bigger digital gauge cluster, you get HUD, so you get heads-up display, which I absolutely love using in mine. I hardly ever look at the actual digital gauge cluster anymore. You do get the ambient lighting, as well as when you look at the front of the car, you'll notice the light bar going all the way across. That is only on the Plus cars. If you don't get the Plus cars, if you just get the standard RT, the middle part of the grille is just black. So only the DRLs around the headlamps are lit. So if you want that really wide, aggressive look, go with the premium with car, basically the RT Plus. And by the way, you also get the 360-degree cameras, which I absolutely love. I actually have mine set up in my Charger Daytona, so when I actually put the turn signal on, they come on automatically, so I can have like all my blind spots covered. I absolutely love it. It's a great feature. Now let's talk about pricing, because a lot of people have had questions about it. Yes, these cars are expensive, and I'm hoping that Dodge will build a cheaper variant of this car, but for right now, the RT Coupe starts out at $49,995, and that's before destination and taxes and title and all that stuff. If you want the actual four-door, the sedan version, it's going to cost you an additional $2,000, so that starts out at $51,995. So yes, they are more expensive, but you are getting a lot more features. Standard all-wheel drive, you're getting a lot more equipment, more horsepower, all that stuff. So again, I really like this car. I do think that Dodge can probably work on the price a little bit, but compared to the Mustang, it's actually a really good deal. So again, if you want the Scat Pack one that adds more horsepower, 130 more horsepower, that one will set you back $54,995 for the Coupe, and it's additional $2,000 for the four-door. And if you want the fastest one, the Dodge Charger Daytona Scat Pack with 670 horsepower and all-wheel drive, the all-electric version, that's going to set you back $59,995 for the two-door. So again, there's a lot of kind of leeway in the pricing, but they kind of overlap each other a little bit. And I really think that the RT, like sedan especially, will be a highlight of this car. By the time you get the Plus package, you're already at Scat Pack Coupe pricing. So it's going to be kind of interesting to see what kind of options people pick. I like the Plus package, but for those who just want the performance, you don't have to have it. I mean, you get all the same performance levels and goodies under the hood. If you're looking for the ultimate performance goodies, again, make sure to order your RT with the performance handling group, because you get the 305s all the way around. And with this wide body car, The 275s kind of look kind of awkward with it. At least with the prototypes that I've seen. So with that being said, again, it's the first time you can go to a dealer and pick out whatever Charger you want. I'm very excited about it. I can't wait to get some time behind the wheel of this car. I think this is going to be the other point that's going to be the game changer for the lineup. And keep in mind, this is just the start of the 8th generation Dodge Charger. When I was talking to everybody at the event down in Tennessee, all the executives and stuff, they wanted us to remind everybody that there is way more to come. This is just the tipping point right now. We're going to have special edition models. We're going to have some buzz models. There's going to be a whole bunch of stuff coming. But for those who can't wait to get into a Hurricane-powered car, and again, I think the Hurricane cars will be game-changing. I think there's a lot of potential. Are the cars perfect? Nah, there's still some things I don't like about them. And I'm an owner of an electric one, but there are some things I absolutely love about the six-pack cars, and I think everybody, once they spend some time behind the wheels of them, they will automatically kind of like reset of their opinion on these cars. So again, these cars will be reaching dealers, the RT ones at least, will be reaching dealers in the early, probably very early second quarter of 2026. Deliveries are expected to arrive then. They're going to be actually producing them sometime in the late first quarter of 2026. The Scat Pack 2-door model, the 550 horsepower one, will be arriving in dealerships hopefully before Christmas. I've seen a lot of people had their orders already placed, and that they were saying delivery times were going to be like the 23rd and 22nd. The 4-door version of the Scat Pack 6-pack cars will come in January, and then these ones will roll out just before spring. So let me know in the comments below what you think of this car. Tell me what one you would pick. And again, stay tuned to Mopar Insiders, and here on the channel, we're going to go through all the pricing for this car probably later in the week. I'll definitely do a pricing thing about the actual 4-door Scat Pack as well for the 6-pack cars. So I know a lot of people have had questions on that car as well. So stay tuned for that. But anyways, let me know in the comments below what you think, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.